What's the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here. Huge breaking news this morning. It looks like Lewis Hamilton is going to join Ferrari in 2025. Oh my goes. On the day that is transfer deadline day in football, this could be the biggest transfer news in the F1 world all year. In fact, it could be the biggest transfer news in the past 10 years. Before we jump into the drama, I'd really appreciate it if you can give this channel a like and a subscribe. It's tough out here for a small YouTube sports channel, especially trying to gain traction and engagement, so I'd really appreciate it if you could do that. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. My notifications are pinging off on my phone, left, right and centre. Lewis Hamilton will join Ferrari in 2025. Now, I must admit, nothing has been confirmed yet. Nothing from Mercedes, nothing from Ferrari, nothing from Hamilton himself. But massive sports news outlets are reporting that this is factual, this is true. Now, Lewis Hamilton did sign a 2-year deal with Mercedes until 2026 for the 2024 season and the 2025 season. Reports are saying that second year in his deal is optional and he actually hasn't signed for that year yet, causing this massive explosion in rumours where he's going to land. If this is the case, this is an indication that the W15 isn't as strong as it looked in initial tests and that Mercedes aren't really going to be able to compete with Red Bull this year, and Lewis Hamilton is probably disappointed with the team because of that, and he's now looking for options, i.e. Ferrari, to try and challenge to get that 8th world title. He hasn't got many years left at the pinnacle, at the peak. He's 39 years old, and he probably feels that time is running out for him a little bit. We've seen that Alonso's still competing at such a high level at the age of 41, but if Mercedes aren't going to be able to provide Lewis Hamilton the car, then I suppose he's well within his rights to go elsewhere. Now, you can argue from a Mercedes point of view that they probably feel a little bit harsh done here. In interviews, he's maintained how he believes that Mercedes can turn this around, how he believes in the team, how he feels at home at the team. To now learn that he potentially could be going probably feels like a little bit of a stab in the back to many Mercedes fans all around the world. Now, this move would have massive ramifications to not only Lewis Hamilton himself, but presumably Charles Leclerc will stay and battle with Lewis Hamilton in those two Ferrari seats. So what would that mean for Carlos Sainz? I highly rate Carlos Sainz. I think he's a great driver. The Ferrari team strategy has probably let Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz down in recent years. So I do think he's good enough to obviously keep a seat in F1 and to be battling in a top half team, that's for sure. But where would he go? Obviously, he's been at McLaren before. McLaren's partnership with Oscar and Lando seems pretty locked in. Alpine have a good competitive partnership between Gasly and Ocon. We'll have to see how that partnership develops over the year. Now, I actually think Aston Martin could be a good shout for a Sainz. The only problem is Alonso's looking great still at the age of 41. And I don't think Lawrence Stroll is ever going to get rid of his son. Although his son is severely underperforming, or did in that car last year. I think everyone's in agreement that when Sauber entered the mix, that could be a good landing spot for Carlos Sainz. But time will tell where he ends up if this move goes ahead. If Lewis Hamilton does go, you've got an opening point at Mercedes, and I think that's nailed on for Albon to jump in there. You know, he's done wonders at Williams. He's a great relationship with George, and I think they could be a really strong, young driver lineup. Two drivers that are still very young in age but experienced in the F1 world, probably similar to that of McLaren with Lando and Oscar, and I think that could be a really strong partnership. If this move does go ahead, I feel like it'll be a bit of an awkward one for Mercedes and Toto and George, knowing that Lewis will be gone at the end of the year. Everyone knew that silly season towards the end of 2024 will be a madness, and it looks like it's gotten off to a flying start. I'm sure there'll be many more updates and details of this story developing over the next day or two, but this move is absolutely massive for the F1 world. But yeah, let us know your thoughts down below. If Lewis does make the move to Ferrari, is he more likely to win an 8th world title in your opinion? Is Ferrari the right place for Lewis Hamilton? It'll be a huge move for him at this stage of his career, that's for sure. But if anyone can do it, Lewis can, I suppose. He's been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. Mad times. But cheers for watching and listening, everyone. Forza Ferrari, I guess. Peace out.